Hey everyone, David Papandreas here, and today I'm super excited to show you a new service I discovered called Codeable. If you're like me, you've probably used a service like elance or odesk or 99 Designs or crowdspring or fiverr to get a job done online. Maybe you got some good results too. Or maybe you found the cheapest provider from India or China or Pakistan and discovered you often get what you pay for. I'm sure there's some very great experts to be found in those crowdsourcing websites, but often there's lots and lots of individuals and companies that post generic bids for your project. They don't acknowledge what you're actually trying to accomplish, and instead they give you a spiel on who they are and why you should choose them, and a really low price to get the job done. Low price is pretty much all they have to offer. So trying to weed out all the people who won't work and find the one or two that will work is difficult and time consuming. And unless you've worked with lots of freelancers from lots of different countries, you'll end up making hiring mistakes that'll waste your time and your money. Recently though, I stumbled across a new kind of platform that pre-screens all their experts so I know I'll be receiving high quality work. It's not the cheapest. If you're looking for cheap and all you care about is cheap, look to Fiverr. There's lots and lots of cheap quality on Fiverr. There's some hidden gold on Fiverr too, but lots and lots of cheap. If you're looking for experts who will get the job done right the first time, then I highly recommend checking out Codeable.io. They've helped over 10,000 clients with over 18,000 projects, and 98.9% of all those got a rating of 5 out of 5 stars, and over 72% of those 10,000 clients are repeat buyers. That speaks volumes about the kind of work these WordPress experts consistently put out. It's a similar workflow to use one of those other crowdsourcing websites like Elance where you post a project, but instead of anyone replying to your project and having to weed out all the junk, using Codeable.io, you'll only get bids from true WordPress experts who've all been pre-screened and who can confidently complete your project with skill and precision. So let me show you real quick how to post your first project on Codeable. It's a really nice site with a clean interface and it's easy to use. So let's click right here on Get Started Now. First, let's decide what kind of project we need help with. It could be installation and development of your WordPress theme, setup and customization of a WordPress plugin, installation or migration of an existing WordPress site, a custom project, which may be for larger or more complicated projects, like maybe you need an entire site created complete with graphics and website copy, or maybe you're trying to build out an entire lead or sales funnel. And the last one is if you really aren't sure what you need done. Maybe you know the end goal you're trying to accomplish, like collect more leads from your website, or maybe you really just need to get your site to load faster, but aren't sure of the best way to do it. So for instance, you could if your situation is you need your site to load faster, you could optimize the images on your site, install or configure a caching plugin. You could set up a CDN, content delivery network, or changing your hosting provider, which may require a full site migration. Obviously, installing a caching plugin or optimizing the images on your WordPress site will be a lot less expensive than setting up the CDN or migrating your site to another host. So before deciding on a course of action, you may want to speak with an expert first to discover what Tim Ferriss calls the minimum effective dose, which basically refers to the smallest change you can make to have the largest impact. So before migrating your entire site, it could just be that your images are way too large and that's what's slowing down your site. But if you post a project to change hosting providers and migrate your site, the expert may not understand your goal of speeding up your site and will simply do what you're asking. They'll do it really well and with excellence, but it'll cost you a lot more than something simple like optimizing your images. So after you decide what you're trying to accomplish, for this example, let's use the consultation. I feel this could really benefit a lot of people who know what their end goal is but don't know exactly how to get to the finish line. And for the title, let's keep with the WordPress site not loading, let's keep with the WordPress site loading slowly, as I know that's a common issue for a lot of WordPress site owners, especially when they start loading up lots of plugins in their site and using images that aren't properly optimized. So for the title, let's call this project Please Help Discover Why My Site Loads Slow and How to Solve. Smiley face. Preferred contractors. Since this is your first time using Codeable, we'll leave the preferred contractors area blank. Okay, so now we'll describe your project in as much detail as possible. I already have my project typed out, so you don't have to watch me type. But basically it just says, please help me discover why my site loads slowly, provide solutions for increasing the speed. I'd like to keep costs down as much as possible. I feel this slow site is costing me visitors and sales. Please help. The site is blankyoursite.com. Thanks again, David. Remember, add your site URL so they can actually help you. Now we'll go ahead and register our account, so you'll put in your name and your email address. and your password, and post my project. Alright, so now we're here. How do I get consultation? I understand how this works. Alright. Okay, so now that we've submitted our project, we'll be placed in this thing called the estimation room, as Codeable calls it. It's a place where the WordPress experts can ask clarifying questions if needed and ask about additional details from you. So this is really about defining the scope of your task so that everyone's on the same page. Then, once you actually hire the expert, you and your chosen expert will be directed into a private workroom where you can then talk more about the details of the project and share login credentials and files and things like that. Sounds easy, right? And the best part for me is that you don't have to filter through all the junk bids like on the other sites. The last project I posted on Elance, I got 23 bids and 22 of them were garbage. There was only one freelancer that looked acceptable, but after looking at their portfolio, I didn't like any of their work. It looked like he outsourced his projects to one of those Chinese companies that I was rejecting. I ultimately canceled the project. So stop wasting time, check out Codeable, and hire yourself a real WordPress expert. They offer a money-back guarantee, so if you're not satisfied, you really don't have anything to lose. I hope you enjoyed this video, and if you did, please give it a thumbs up below, and if you have any questions, leave a comment. I'll do my best to answer and see if I can help. Thanks so much for watching, and have a great day.